Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some blue-white artifacts. The deck list kind of feels a lot like Affinity in a way where we're just wanting to pump out as many artifacts as we can at any given point and play around the fact of Thousand Moon Smithy is the main card I'll kind of pull up here. Basically enters the battlefield, makes a gnome that is equal in power and toughness to the amount of artifacts you have and or creatures. So it gets very big, very fast, and then we can flip it over into the land side. And then every time you use that mana to cast a creature or an artifact, it makes another copy of these gnomes and will value that way. Outside of that, we are using our artifacts as just value pieces or board wipes in terms of the unstable lift bridge, I think. But we are just going to hop into the games. The games are a little bit grindy at times. Other times we kind of blow our opponent out, or they just don't have the patience to play against this deck. Because we do dirtle a lot, we do cast a lot of spells, and if that's what you're into, this is definitely the deck for you. Let's just hop into the games, see how they go, and I hope you all enjoy. And if you do, please be sure to subscribe. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you after the matches. I mean, yeah, seems as good as any here. Keep. All from them. Pretty good, pretty good. Black. Okay. I don't know what that means for our long-term plan. I doubt this will necessarily be that great. Esper, maybe it will. Maybe I'm a liar. No. We could probably try to slam another mana rock here, but let's do it in terms of a Thran Spider. Kind of get the curve out, and if they want to flash in like the Malcolm card, we can use this as a blocker because it does have reach. That's the version of the deck that we're against. I just straight up be Esper Control. Gives us a lot of options here. Try this. Combat. Combat. Attack. Nothing. Try this. Got stuck. Okay. Now we make a 6/6. Siphon Insight. That is something you can use against me, that's for sure. The length of this kind of tells me that they're probably reading whatever it is they were drawing there. Isn't good for us, but not that bad either. The only other problem for him, I'm activating this 1000 like this here. An upkeep, this will trigger. Could Tidebinder this, I guess. No, I won't get it this turn necessarily, but I'm not too keen on doing so. 6. Emperor might come in. Not too concerned about it either way. Get lost, sure. It makes my other artifacts even bigger. And we'll just play a Braided Net. Tap our creature that's already tapped. Make it lose its abilities. Have Field of Ruin, so our land is gone. That's the important one. But not necessarily brokenhearted about it. We get to go get a land, and then we can break stuff down to go get this back out of the graveyard. We're not that concerned. Grab a plains here. Then, not only that, the map tokens they gave us is actually going to end up helping us in the long run here, I think. Okay. Let us play Mightstone, Weakstone. We'll draw a little bit. A little bit of drawing. Pick. Just tap both of those, so we're kind of unfortunate because I'm dumb, but you know, it's okay. Be alright. We'll attack again with this 2/4. Maybe. Maybe. We'll just hit. Well, okay. don't think I want to do braided net unless I can actually activate it, in which I cannot right now. So just the Thran Spider will do. It's gonna be a weird, like, grindy game, and if I keep tapping these as a mistake, then it'll be longer, I suppose. Siphon Incite me again. That's fine. It will have artifacts to craft with, so that it will be a weird kind of determining factor of this. But I wonder what they're hitting. Very curious. Well, that was one of them. And then we'll do it. Market gnome? Heck yeah. Really funny. Take my turn. Demolition Field is a find. I can blow up this because it's a 4/4 Death Toucher. Play another copy of this if I want. Let's 2 mana here. Let's activate this. Pay 4. We want to bring this back. Want to... Oh yeah, you have to select. So this is one of the weird things about this. You can't select, like, whatever you were planning on paying, you can't, like, overpay. So you have to pick exactly what you're going to exile. Like, one of the weird things about this card. I'm not necessarily, like, a fan of, because it's just, like, kind of awkward. So it's, like, nothing, like, in paper, you never have to actually do that. Like that. Let's bring this up. We're going to just kind of get aggressive here. If they want to sit back forever and wait, then so be it. Sure, I guess. Do I care? I don't think I care. Double attack here. Gnome blocks. I would assume a 1/1's going to block. Biggest fear of all at this point is getting hit with, like, a farewell. Sunfall I don't really care that much about. Be quite honest. Play land. Get there. Yep. It will in turn. Could have crafted this if we wanted to, but don't really care to right now. Oh yeah, 41. I mean, a farewell and we just lose, to be honest. I think we lose that in most cases anyway. It's just been a very slow and monotonous game. See what happens here. Let's just start using our braided net, start tabbing some stuff down. We have an 11/11 for a reason, I suppose. Map token, Power Stone, braided net. So now we can actually use this as a mana source and then start making big tokens on their turn. We'll play Anchorage, there's a combat. Now I think it's just the goal of just making big stuff here. Block my 11/11. That makes sense. They double block there. Couldn't Donju something if we really wanted to, but obviously not really needing to. That hits and that hits. We have 40 cards. Could just do that. Craft here. Pass with this. Find opponent. Activate. Cards! Who would have thought? Cards are cool. We have all the cards. Now we also have a card that's really troublesome. We'll get rid of the planes. We'll get rid of the net. Don't necessarily need to stable. Demolition Field's probably not the best. Another Foundry and this. It's a 6. Okay, opponent. The reason we don't want to get rid of this right now is because we're going to probably have to end up using it with this. This is an artifact land. Farewell will actually exile that, won't it? That's kind of wild. Now that I think about it. Sunfall. No. So they actually won't draw a card here, which is cool. because the market gnome has to be exiled while crafting to draw. This is Jace. We have 31 cards left. That's tough. Sure. I don't want my braided net. Do this. I have a couple of options here. We'll enter. They can bring up this because they have that to do so. But I can also do other things to kind of play around it. Bring this up. We'll attack Jace. Our 8/8 will attack them, so they don't have a Jace anymore. We have 27 cards. Be a little careful with what we do here. Move to combat. This going home. Going here. Taking a map, making that ever so slightly bigger. It's gonna get transformed. Of course it'll block. Why would it not? That's all down.
The knowledge we acquired is still valuable.
Craft here. Keep the craft up. We could have made our artifacts in play a little bit bigger, but I'm not necessarily that concerned about it, I think. Won't make another thing because we don't have flash and we don't really want to commit to that. Could have played the Mythic. I think I played another land, which was kind of a mistake, because now we'd be able to activate Mythic. These actually help cast Mythic or activate Mythic, cast Mythic, of course. You have to worry that they actually have a creature land as well. They cycle. What was an option? There's a thing somewhere in this deck. There's a Wandering Emperor that we have to watch out for. Can I look, please? Thank you. They have exactly the mana for it. Power Stone's kind of coming back to bite. Not like entirely. There's a Jace. Jace does not stop lethal here.
I will keep watch.
Because we have the gnome soldiers. They're going to mill us for 15. And then we're going to bring up this. We're going to tap 2 artifacts, bring up this, and just hit them for lethal. Maybe they don't think we have it. We activate here, we crew, we tap and we tap. We bring up this. Now we just move to combat. And it's all we need, even though this was enough. Just demonstrating our power, you know. I'll do this first here, but it's not necessarily that big of a concern, right? Because we get to play this into this if they're aggro, or then even play the Iron Crag and kind of accelerate to this, which will be a massive creature. So it's like a little unfortunate, but we'll find out. Domain it is. Or Bant Control. But they do play Farewells. Leyline Binding going to be slightly annoying, I would imagine. Let's play Mana Accelerant. Have it get Leyline Binding. No surprise there, but I mean, we have vastly other things that are way worse than this that we want them to not worry about, to be honest. Because I think right now they think we're blue-white control. But let's make them feel better about themselves. Here, I have a market gnome. Would you like? Yeah, dude. This is the coolest card in Standard right now, and I can't be told otherwise. He's waving a flag. Like, what are you going to do about it? He's so happy. Invasion. Sure. You can play big threats. You can match with the big threats. Not like that big of a concern, really. Thing is, the only thing I'm super afraid of is Farewell. For obvious reasons, I think. Realistically, we win or lose this match on the back of our opponent having Farewell or not having Farewell. Could attack, but I'm going to play this. Try to make a big artifact. Fast. Could get hit with the angel here, double kick to take out our gnome soldier. Would work. Currently. Leyline Binding, something else. Second invasion. Okay. Stop. good demolition field and get like these triomes out of the way, but that doesn't necessarily do anything. They're gonna get rid of the thousands, which just makes it slightly smaller, so a little bit more vulnerable to things. We don't have a way to play both of these, so I think playing this and then drawing cards makes the most sense, because we definitely have to kind of dig to our board wipe. Attack. You have Odawara. I don't know what Odawara would be good for here. Well, let me tell you what, mate. You get a Thran Spider or a Market Gnome. Don't really get a whole lot with me. Here's our big card. We have to cast that, right? Yeah. Kind of sucks that we have to cast it, because then it would make this card significantly better. But they get a Stomper and a Market Gnome. Probably one of the best breaches of all time, I think. Pretty solid, pretty stable, you know. Pretty good breach, I would say. So we can do something kind of cool here. Maybe not the best play of all time, but something interesting I would like to show. Let's bounce this little gnome. That's our gnome. We play it. Play Foundry. Now our creature's big enough to actually attack. They like to play. If they block, I feel like they're afraid of their life total. If they don't block, I think they have it under control. They don't block here. They can attack. It's never tapped. And there we go. Yeah, I can't really stop it. Not right now. It's 4/4. Those are gone forever. We can now bring up this anchorage and start attacking. Then we can spring-loaded trap this if we need to. It didn't mill us. We could bring back the braided net and maybe draw back into the game. But I probably need to get rid of the spring-loaded trap for that. Who's to know? Who's to know? Not me. Okay, we don't have to be crazy about this. I have to tap all my colored sources. I am at 20. I think I'm perfectly fine right now. Attack. Leyline Binding cannot get rid of this. Now we make an artifact to actually craft one too if we want to. We want to bring back the braided net and have that possibility play. I think so. But I think I want this to stop them from making 4/4s, actually. Need not be hasty about it. We have both of them to play. Archangel. That's pretty good. No! So good. And this has vigilance too. So that's like the hard part about this. We have answers. We actually do have answers, which is kind of cool. Me? What did I do? Flags. Calm down. This one. It's a little boppy boo. Bonk. Maybe they're leaving this behind to have another Archangel play. Pop. This is my life total. I'd like to protect it. We weirdly figured it all out. I do think we need to bring back the braided net and potentially just draw with a lot of that, which is unfortunate to say the least. Braided net's 3. Let's bring back the Might and Weak Zone right now. Flags out of that. This will come back. And get this out of the way, I guess, if we really wanted to. Yeah, let's just do that. Alright, we'll blow up this land. Now we're going to try to thin a little bit here. I don't know what's my deal. Within once. Trying to get me to do crazy stuff, and I'm not a fan of it. Attack. Yep. Oh boy. Activate. That's a pretty good one. We'll leave that one on top, that's for sure. They do have options to play Jace, though. That's the only concern. Domain has played Jace every now and then. For situations like this, or against the mirror, they can just mill their opponent. We do know they play Breach. So Archangel, they're doing the same play as before. Worst case scenario, we'll take 4. Not too concerned about taking 4 damage here. Especially considering we might be able to discover every turn here. Another binding. Tell me about it, chat. Tell me about the Jace plan. Okay. Fade this out of the way. Jace will come in. A minus.
Emotions are distractions.
He'll come back, and then they will be a little bit slow. Of course, they don't want me to ever have this, but I can make the mana pretty quickly. If I find an answer to this, that'd be great. You're gonna mill me for a lot. Okay. Oh, that gives me chances. There's another Might Stone and Weak Stone in here, so that mill actually helps more than it hurts. Do this. Well, cancel. God, it was gonna make me automatically pick one. Might Stone, Weak Stone. Exile the Might Stone, Weak Stone. Have this inner, this -5/-5. Have her land come up. Have it attack the Jace so they can't just use it forever. Then
iterate on my performance.
This is red, black, and green. Now, of course, they have all domains, so it doesn't really matter that much. Craft here. I guess we could just choose one of our million in our graveyard, huh? This little gnome. That's flipped. We don't have the mana to do that. Still don't have the mana to do that, so let's activate this. Target here. Sure. That can answer like an Atraxa or something and also become a threat as well. So if they attack us, they can no longer cast spells, and if they cast spells, they can no longer attack. Quite the matchups we've had so far. No aggro or anything to kind of like get through any games quick. We're in game number 2, and it is already quite long, but it's fine. It's fine. I have a 5/5. Now I have a 3/4 in the air. Actually, this is even bigger now. Yeah, we got a 4/5 in the air. I'm getting timed. Kind of unsure why. I think this has to be an Atraxa, and they're trying to make sure they keep up their white for a leyline binding. Sure. The card we left on top is kind of the reason we left it there, because it can actually just answer this Atraxa clean. No binding, but another Jace. Tap land, untap land. Should be able to Jace me here. Is brutal. If they don't Jace me here, they'll just do it next turn, and then I have to try to close the game in time. If they Jace me here, oh, they don't have a blue. Let's go. Okay. My turn. Just now we're in all or nothing at this point. Is a tap and tap here. What's up? What's up? The combat. Attack. And now it's not have the mana. We're one short. Ugh, brutal. Big map, make it slightly bigger. I guess if it's a land, this actually punishes us, but we're leaving it on top. Then we'll pass. Migration, they go up to 10. We have lethal on the board if we can play around this Atraxa. Not entirely sure how. I guess we could bring Braided Net back and tap it. I just heard migration in general. Then Jace. I feel like they would have to be Jace at some point. Just mill me for 15. I have 18 cards left. No. Maybe they're afraid of dying. I don't know. I couldn't understand how. Oh, Jace. Wild to me. Absolutely wild to me. Do we have anything here? Bringing back Braided Net would work. Still. Gosh, it's so annoying. This 5 Braided Net 1. Now we have Braided Net. Bring this up because we have to. Activate this right here. We're trying to get this homeboy to be our victor here. Attack. Up to 4. Line Binding cannot hit a land, by the way. Just so we're aware. Each type land interbound non-land permanent. Does not look like they have an answer to our land. Our Braided Net can tap this Atraxa. See if they try to leyline binding our net and hope I miss it. Oh, that's fine. I got nothing. Wants to play. Just make sure that we get the answer. Then we bring up our land and attack. Thoughts? 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 I mean, like, so weirdly enough, Jace technically didn't get there either. But I feel like you gotta go for it. You just hit another one. Like, if they would have played Jace the turn before, played Atraxa here, and assured they could play Jace again, that we lost. We lose. Not close, but it's fine. I'll take the dub. Better if I'm recording, but my opponent goes first. We don't have a blue, but we do have Demolition Field that may or may not be valuable. We'll play a little gnome. A little slippery boy. Not looking good, boys. Help. We play land, and now we have... Relax. Relax, buddy. I know you're excited to get in there, but calm down. Can you stop playing basics? There's no way. You're hacking. Boom. That out of my way. Assume... Sure. We know what that's going to name. This one. It is that one. But I guess we don't really need them to not play basics anymore. I realized that we have a blue mana here, so it doesn't actually matter. They could name Braided Net, because then it costs me 5 mana to play and 2 mana to tap and activate it, because it's an activated ability. I want a Strand Spider. They want to stop my ramp. That makes sense. But for me, I'm gonna play. I'll play Braided Net. They know about this card in hand, so they don't know about this card in hand, so I'm gonna keep it back. No attacks. I hold. And then we can just tap this down and kind of alleviate pressure for a while until we get to the point of depopulating. I want to block and gain life though, or draw a card. I kind of do. I kind of want to do this. I'd like to draw a card. Ooh, Glass Casket is pretty cool. Third of Beach. We want to solidify our mana without having to take damage off this if we ever want to play a blue spell at any point. I will play the Foundry. I could Glass Casket this if I want to. Yeah, I think we're good. I do want to set up a potential Braided Net turn while they don't have a Shieldred in play. While they keep hitting planes. How have you hit only basics? I think it's fine. I personally don't care. I just think it's funny. When it enters the battlefield, creatures your opponent control get -1/-1, and this is blitzing. Sure. We're just gonna tap this. We'll take our 2. They can stack that and draw a card, I guess. Do we think they're playing removal, or is they just a creature-based deck? Kind of hard to determine. Now we can just play a Thran Spider. We don't even have to worry anymore. Hold it back. We call it a day. Now this attack does nothing forever, and the longer the game goes on, I would imagine we got to be more favored at least. Unless, of course, they play Farewell. Then we have problems there. Ossification coming in. I'll get my Thran Spider out of the way. We'll have this down. You can have that if you want. Okay. It is on a basic, which is fringe. A Thran Spider here. Market Gnome. Don't really have a whole lot of goals for it later on. I would prefer to draw a lot of cards with this when I can. Don't read it. No need to read. Huh? What would you like? The hand is good. Populate, of course. Glass Casket can now take the Cavern Bat if we wanted it to. I don't think we have to worry about Farewell. Okay, they give up. Sure. We go first, and we have the cute little boy ready to go. Look at him. I love this guy. I have a funny story to tell about this, and I don't really want to tell it because it is the dumbest thing I've done in a while. But I'll tell the story because I don't really care. We had the gift bundles at the store, Apex Gaming Store. We have the gift bundles, right? And for the new set, the Ixalan set, I ordered my deck. Someone said they had this. I ordered this artifact deck. I think it's super cool. It's also really cheap in paper comparatively. Like, I don't have to own Shieldreds, which is 3 times more expensive than this deck is altogether. But this little guy, somebody thought they had extra copies of it, and when they went to look, they no longer had an extra copy of it. So I only ordered 3, so I was short. So I just kept opening the gift bundles until I found one. And I know that sounds crazy. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Brick, why on earth would you ever do that? And as crazy as it sounds, it wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. Because, and I say because we opened a mana crypt in our first box, but I didn't open a market nose, so I kept opening boxes. Before they draw, we're gonna tap this. They might have a royal treatment, that'll suck, but we're gonna tap this and try to prevent a lot of damage here. But I tried, okay? Please don't yell at me. I feel so stupid. They have a Thran portal coming in. This is the last time one of them will enter untapped. Hey, yo, chill with that. Did you not equip it? Oh, it's 2. Okay. Well. Like, do we hold this? Or do we play the little... No. Just so awkward. Yes. We're in the same boat here, right? In turn. Yeah. Don't want them to equip to there. Although we could, and then we could, you know, spring-loaded trap it, I guess. But I would like for them to reconfigure to something else here and try. Double strike 1/1 there. Let's see if they try to do anything wild. Sure. What is that going to equip to? The lizard blades? Try and spring-loaded trap. I doubt it works here. Again, royal treatment being a big advocate of it not working. We're just hoping they don't ever have it ever. Honestly. But it looks like we're gonna see it now. Giant growth. You have more? You have another one? This is unreal. We go first. I mean, this is a hand we'd want. Keep. Gnome. With the bodyguard. Just need to draw a land, because at least we have plays for a little while if we do. Or, I mean, that works. Alpha Strike. Sometimes you just gotta let them know, you know? You know. Rain Spider. I get countered. Doesn't get countered, we're having a good time. Just control deck, still playing Make Disappear. Iron Crag, sure. I'll miss a land drop and it'll mean everything. Yep, just like that, it means everything. Alright. Pass, I guess. No attacking here, because then they could technically Emperor next turn and exile if they don't want me to draw a card. But I find nothing anyway. We'll bonk or block here. Playing the Virtue? Sure. We'll tap it. Just for them to untap it. Real fun. Miss a land again, you know? Having a good time. Sometimes it just feels like as soon as you're winning with a deck or having good record or something, you just get these type of things to happen. Yeah. We'll just concede, okay. Like, what? I have 4 mana rocks plus a ton of lands and I can't hit one? Like, come on now. Okay, we go first. Sure. Have 3 lands. I've lost a couple so far, opening with 3 lands, drawing for 5 turns and not finding the 4th mana. So that's really sweet. I've had a really good time with that. On a red. Sure, spring-loaded trap should be good here. Do find the other land. That's very nice. Now we don't have to worry about a lot. We hope they Monstrous Rage it. Ancestral Anger would be kind of annoying because it's a sorcery speed spell, so they'll do it preemptive. Maybe I'll do it before, but we'll still get to remove it. It'll just be a replacement. So, Bloodthirsty. Sure. We go to attacks. We take it out because it's the most damage, and we don't have a whole lot of life gain. So we just want to prevent as much as we can. Now we play Demolition Field because this can be used as a removal spell, and I want to just hold the spring-loaded trap, I think, but we'll see. I think Godric's kind of the ideal removal here. I mean, you know it's coming without telling me you know it's coming. We'll just play another spring-loaded trap here. We'll take this out. I guess we probably should have used Nganjo, maybe. Used to know. Down to 3 cards. Braided net. Might have to set braided net up sooner than we'd like to. Another land from them. Cycling Ahsoka's on. Sure. Why do I keep doing that? I keep going to combat and then saying like, oh, I'll tap your creature now. It's like so frustrating. Odawara. Would like to play this. I guess drawing cards would be sweet, but I don't know if we can necessarily afford to do so. I don't think we can afford to just keep drawing lands, I guess, at the same time. And it was going to. Next, in turn, we'll braided net something down here. Sure. Tap here. It grows to cast anything. Want to take care of. They don't play anything else. Play here. Do this. You have to read it. That makes sense to me. I guess realistically, probably leaving behind Phoenix Chick, or maybe it's just a 1/1. But I don't want to have to worry about Phoenix Chick coming back from the graveyard later. Like a bigger creature and kind of already in combat, tapped and attacking. So let's just pick this little artifact down here, and then we'll pass. We can technically Nganjo it if we want. The fire, we'll go down to 9. And now it is just try to take over the game and finish here. You keep top card, don't know what that means. Why would it not be a squee? Yeah, so we'll try to scare them. We'll see. They have so many cards in their grave. We'll just tap this. I thought about tapping this and letting this attack and then Nganjoing it, but it doesn't also seem very good. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Take this out. Of course, it would take their whole turn to bring this back, I guess. Maybe that was what we should have done. Can I stop drawing lands? Like, I know I talked about it earlier, but... well, no. This is, like, wild. Have any artifacts in here? No, we could make a Mirix. It does make an artifact. But I would prefer to do this one, I think. We'll craft it with this. I guess white craft with this. Now we're kind of set up for like our long-term investment here. No? Okay. We go first. We have a little bit of a slower hand, arguably, but I think we can keep just because we are on the play. Kind of hope on braided net to get us there, but we'll lead off with this. We see. Words off. Okay, so we definitely have the time. Theory. Play Demolition Field, maybe blow this up, thin out a little bit, but I think we're going to want to establish braided net. It's Esper. Why am I not surprised? Throw this guy up. Get that mana up to pay for Make Disappears later. I love Make Disappear. It's my favorite conditional counter spell that my opponent always has on turn 2. Whenever I'm not playing Caverns. Wedding announcement. Okay. Demolition Field. bring this up, I think. Yes, I understand I'll take a damage. I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna make a map. We are an artifact deck, so this map could matter. And then maybe they'll play like a Rafine or something here, and then we can play the bridge, blow up everything but the 1/1. Schooner, okay. That's fine by me. Play this. 1 mana, you have Spell Pierce. One side if they had Spell Pierce. Draw more lands. We find a little gnome. A little goof. They're gonna bring this up. They're gonna attack. So be it. They'll actually draw a card instead. That'll get a little bit bigger. Cut down left on top would be insane. Okay. I'm sorry? What? What? They leave it on top by accident and know it's a dead draw. So they said, screw it, I'm done. If so, that's very funny. That's very funny. Sometimes you just gotta shame scoop, you know? Alright, talk about Decklist a little bit and what we like, what we don't like. On one hand, I felt like a couple of the games I ended up losing today was a little bit to not having the mana that we needed to operate. We played 25 lands along with the Foundry, so it kind of in a way, as long as we have 2 lands, that puts us all the way up to 29 mana sources, which is half our deck, along with like the Might Stone and Weak Stone, but we do have to get kind of high, and then we even have the Iron Crag. So to miss on lands feels like an outlier or just mana sources in general. And a lot of times we ended up losing in terms of that is we'd be stuck with 3 mana. We'd either spring-loaded Trap to buy some time. Our Thran Spider never came in because even Thran Spider makes us another mana rock. So us missing mana is never really going to be an issue. Just happened to flare up a little today. But outside that, on those games, we didn't hit it. Just got countered, and then like we couldn't get our Glyph Brent down. We couldn't get our Thousand Moon Smitty down because we didn't even have 4 mana to do anything important. So we did miss on those. However, how do we like the deck? What do we like about it? And I do like that. The reason I brought that up is I like how consistent it feels like we're progressing our mana. We're constantly accelerating our mana, getting higher and higher, and getting to things like the Foundry, or at least activating the Foundry to get important things out of our deck or out of our graveyard that we need. And then the craft mechanic on the unstable Glyph Bridge, along with the craft mechanic on Braided Net in terms to draw more cards and activate it in the same turn, because obviously we don't want to leave that vulnerable to Leyline Binding. However, I should have done it, and I'm not entirely sure. I just wanted to play this exact kind of like 60 again. I probably should have brought these Urzas in. I think it's a little bit better in terms of best of 1 to have the option eventually to kind of break out the Might Stone and the Weak Stone and activate this, where I can exile things that are important and all of that. But also the -10 is pretty good on that, and other activated abilities on it as well. But just getting to Urza and flipping it maybe is a thing I have to look into, and that means we might then on a Thran Spider maybe get the Iron Crag out and pull those Urzas in. They go down a little on the mana sources, a little on that consistency we were talking about, but mana has never really been a problem until a little bit today it happened to be. Market Gnome is super sweet. The Foundry is super sweet. Spring-loaded Trap is a little bit awkward because, of course, the creature does have to be tapped, and some creatures get too large. As you see, we got blown out. We did 5 damage. It was a 1/1. They got all the way up to 6 toughness and ended up killing us in response. If it was just like a hard removal spell, it would have worked, but it did not, although I think that's also kind of an outlier spot in which 5 damage isn't going to be enough to kill about any creature at 2 mana. But other than that, I like the deck a lot. I actually ordered this deck in paper, which is interesting, but I think I bring it up at some point. It might have got cut, I don't remember. But I was talking to somebody at the shop when I ordered it in paper. I said, yeah, I can buy this deck 3 times or own 4 copies of Shieldred. So Magic in paper is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? So something to think about if you ever want to play standard paper. I truly enjoy it. Like we said, we had a Sword Championship. I played it and I was enjoying the format, so I ordered this deck. Worst case scenario, my artifacts will go into my Tameshi commander deck, and we'll call it a day. So that's all I got for you now. If you enjoyed, I truly hope you did. If you didn't, please let me know why. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe me tilting in one of the matches was upsetting. But if you didn't, and you did just enjoy the content, glad. So I'll catch y'all later. Goodbye.